be easy.
The Hawthorn Footy Club make the long journey over to the west and throw a wrecking ball into the Eagles' top 4 aspirations, sending the reigning premiers down to 5th and forcing them into a Thursday night elimination final against the Bombers. Welcome to this week's episode of Eagle Review. Proudly sponsored by Kennards Hire. Shop in store or online, kennards.com.au. Benny Roberts.
Hello.
Tough weekend of sport with a bit of ashes into the Eagles' Quinella.
Absolutely.
Let's go back to where it all started, though. As the away team, it's imperative to start well on the road, and they came out of the gate strong, the Hawks. 3-0. West Coast didn't score until 6 minutes to go in the first term. And if it wasn't for TB and Jeddah having some saves on the line, that margin could have been a lot greater at that point. And West Coast pile on 4, wrestle back some control, but the Hawks go bang. 5 of the next 6 they kick. And when it wasn't until Jack Darling put through his personal best 54th goal in an AFL Premiership home and away season, thought we were a little sniff, and then the Hawks go 6 unanswered and almost a little comeback for the ages, but the Liam Ryan poster really just put the nail in the coffin and a big chance goes begging.
Yep, second quarter was crucial, 5-1 I believe, and yeah, they really put the foot down. As you say, really important to silence the crowd interstate, and undefeated at Optus Stadium, it must be said, Hawthorn. One game against Freo last year and now one against us, so going at 100% there if you don't mind. Leaves us in 5th. We're still alive, absolutely 5th. Got a home final against the Dons in a couple of weeks, but
history's not on our side with a 5th place finish, Benny.
History's been made to be broken. No one said they could do it, and the Doggies did a couple of years ago, but 1 week at a time, and we've got to take care of the Bombers to start with, but we will see.
The Hawks really feasted on the West Coast turnovers. 11 goals, 5. Winning the contested ball and the ground ball, they were just a bit better in and under, and when it was in the clinches to be won, Hawthorn really rose to the challenge.
Yeah, and Simo said that all they could fall back on was some ball movement off half back, and you don't want to be reliant on that because it's too hard to win games from there, and couldn't get that forward half game going as much as they would have liked. And yeah, Hawthorn were very, very good and played some really good football to get the win, and hey, you get a week off now to lick your wounds and then you're into it on Thursday week.
Well, they restricted West Coast ball movement very effectively, and they made West Coast very sloppy with their disposal inside 50. They were going at well below their average for efficiency inside their forward half. They were able to restrict Gov to just 1 intercept mark, so they took away our strength with the intercepts in that moment. The conditions were a bit slippery on top of Optus Stadium. I thought Hawthorn probably handled those a little bit better. Right. But in the end, the coaching panel have got 2 weeks. Be interesting to see what changes they make, or if Essendon picked up anything from that Hawks game plan to implement for Thursday night.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you say, we've got a week and a bit to get ready for the Bombers, and that'll be a tough challenge. They've played some good football at Optus Stadium in the past, and as have we, so it should be a good game, and looking forward to that one. Number of guys in the waffle playing some strong football. We've got Natanui on track to probably play as well. So
Archie was quality with his 4 goals
on the weekend. So a number of options to see what we can do, but no matter what happens, they've got to turn up with the right effort and intent and go from there.
Willie Rioli, his skills on Saturday night, Benny, absolutely sublime. The entries inside forward 50, had 2 within a minute, pinpoint. I think he's the most accurate kick at goal in the team. Even his little tunnel ball that set up the Darling goal was special. Even Jeddah with his disposal inside.
Some nice ones. Some nice ones.
They were beautiful, but the bump. Obviously one of the best executed in 2019 for any team across the AFL. Yeah. I reckon that's a little bit risky though, Benny. If Henderson slips with his kick and plant and Rioli gets him in the head, we're talking about missing weeks towards clutch time of finals. He's not a player you want to miss, albeit that was a pretty special bump.
It was a great bump, well executed. As you say, when you choose to bump, you run the risk, but he executed it perfectly. And in the end, it reminded me a lot of Liam Ryan's bump in the grand final, actually. It was just a nicely executed bump into the breadbasket. So Henderson went down and we all move on. But yeah, his ball use, we've talked about it for a number of weeks. Some of the passing he's done, you know, off the side of the boot deliberately, and that sort of thing has been second to none. He's a great finisher, 3 at the weekend. He's just dangerous. Him and all the other small forwards, very dangerous, and hopefully they can have a big couple of weeks.
Absolutely. Time for our Kennards roast of the round. Let's get stuck into the list. Shields, bit of a fresh air swing here. Love Nelson's reaction. That's a bit of comedy in that. O'Brien missing the ball from the goal square. And when you have a career best 4 goals, he's probably got the last laugh there. Darcy, have a listen to this. Some of this commentary with the kick towards goal. Pretty accurate.
Such an exciting player. Already has 5 mark of the round nominations in his career to date. And there's going to be plenty more to come from Flying Ryan. Not a bad looking kick, just a little narrow.
And no score registered.
Let's stick with the commentary. They have a good run of late. What about Richo here? Very reluctant to offer some opinions. Go.
We know from history, Richo, that Sometimes the new stadiums take a while to settle in the turf. You got a theory for us or not?
No.
Nice work, Richo. But JB did have a theory as to potentially why he doesn't have an opinion.
I think after the hen's teeth debacle of a couple of weeks ago, Richo's just a bit gun-shy with the theories.
He's looked a little rattled tonight.
He wasn't going anywhere with that.
I could have said something stupid, James.
Zach Smith.
Fortunately, the feedback hasn't been good the last few weeks.
Shuey, fantastic spoil, amazing effort to get back here. Just pretty stiff to put it into a pool of 6-2 Hawks way, and that ends up in a goal, bit stiff.
Correct. What about Scrimshaw? Played 14 AFL games. That's one of the greatest marks you're ever going to take. Turn it up. You've done that against us in the back 50. Yowie missing the goal. Tough roast here, Benny. I'm only roasting because that would have been one of his best goals of his career. So when you miss one of the best goals of your career, definite roast. Big Hickey, that's a tough landing from the big fella. Let's hope he pulls up all right. You hate to see Ruckman going sideways in a CBD.
Speaking of Ruckman, this did make me giggle with the camera. Having a look at the big Nick Nan in the box, Jimbo Brayshaw throws down with a comment to his cameraman upstairs, the director, go.
Darcy, what a superstar of the game that man is. I think to his left is Drew Petrie, who was one of those inexperienced ruckmen that used to get thrown in every down. That's the other way.
The other left, I think.
The other left, let me just... OK, that left, cool. What about this one, Jeddah? Geez, off the back, if you don't mind. Roast or toast, I'm not sure. And Gov, a bit of a roast. Know your limitations take on, but that is holding the ball every day of the week, Stephen.
Now, BT surging ahead in the overall winner stakes. We're going to have to give it to this one, getting absolutely burnt by Greg Popovich.
Loved it.
Very shortly. Pop, I don't know whether we can grab one word off you. No, we can't. So we might leave him alone and leave him at that. Otherwise, he's very capable of getting very, very grumpy.
Kennards make your job easy.